What's happening? I hope you're all well. It's early in the morning, I'm tired, but you know what? It's time to make a video before I do a day's work. I feel good going in and doing a day's work if I've already been productive before I do a day's work. I don't know. That's the hustler in me. So, let's get into this. You should not, in these days and times, be chasing women. And let me just start off by saying I got nothing against women. I love women. You know, I got women that I have spoken to, former lovers, women in my family. But when I'm giving advice to men, I have to put it like this: don't chase women. These are not the days and times for it. And I don't mean never talk to women. I don't mean never approach a woman. I don't mean never go on a dating app. What I mean by that is time allocation. That should be a very small part of your day. Because let's say the 1950s, that's 70 years ago now, you could essentially have women as part of your priority, and then you could pair off at a very young age, get married and live happily ever after. These aren't those days and times. Women have more and more choices and less societal expectations, and to an extent so do men, but more so women. So women are living life the way they want to live their life now. They don't necessarily feel the need to pair off at age 18. And because they got more choices, they're exercising those choices. So one thing I've noticed is that women seem to catch on to situational awareness a lot quicker than men. Men tend to catch on to things a little bit later. A lot of men still seem to have this mindset that we're living in times where you just need to find a woman, pair off, get married, get into a relationship, have kids and live happily ever after. Those aren't the times we're living in. Men, I mean, even if I was to tell men would be like, yeah. And then, but it's the actions. I've noticed, you see, people can vocalize what they apparently think, but it's the actions that tell you what people actually feel. And I look at a lot of men and the way they act, and I feel that they feel that all they got to do is find a woman, pair off, live happily ever after. And a lot of these men, they're ending up breaking up with women when they do that, and a lot of men end up miserable. You know, miserable. You just got to look at the online forums. You just got to look at the conversations a lot of men have, and they're frustrated. You got to have situational awareness. These are not the days and times to chase women. Women have more choices than ever. They're not necessarily looking to pair off. A lot of women just want short-term fun. And sorry to break it to you, but a lot of women are having fun and rendezvous with the top 10%, top 20% of men. They're not telling you about it. I know these things go on, but a lot of women, they won't tell you. I'm not saying this is every woman, but they are having short-term flings with sportsmen, businessmen, rappers, the top 20%. It's that simple, because women's dream is to have the top guy, not the average guy. In the 1950s, 60s, 70s, women would pair off with the average guy because it was a safe bet, but women didn't even really have access to superstars in past times. You know, social media has changed that. So women are often having short-term flings with the top men. And that's why they're not getting back to you. So yes, still message women, still do your thing, that's all good, still approach women, but just have that situational awareness that these aren't the days and times to chase women. These are the days and times to focus on you. Focus on you. Make yourself that top 20%. You know, as a man, in your late teens and early 20s, a lot of you are going to be invisible to women anyway. You might have, I'm not saying you'll never get with a woman. I'm not saying, I know guys who paired off in their teens or 20s. But a lot of you, a good size amount, a good chunk of you are going to be almost invisible to women at that age. Because you haven't built yourself up. You haven't established yourself. Just focus on that. Focus on that. Get your money right. As a man, you should always have money. I know it's not that simple, but you should always aim to have some money and have your reserve. As a man, you should always be trying to figure out, you know, what is your career? What do you stand for? You know, those two might even be different. You might have your corporate career and you might have your passion, or if you're lucky, your passion and your career are the same thing. You need to figure out who you are, what you want, what you stand for, and you have your late teens and 20s to figure that out. And by the time you're in your 30s, maybe it's your 40s, you need to have built yourself up so that, one, most importantly for yourself, and two, as a byproduct of that, women are going to start to become more and more interested in you, because as you grow as a person, one, your self-confidence will grow, and I just want to say your self-confidence shouldn't be related to your career or anything like that. Your self-confidence needs to come from within. But as you get older, your confidence is most likely going to grow. You're going to become more established and you're going to become more attractive to women. You need to focus on yourself, and you need to not chase women. Anyway, let me know what you think about what I spoke about here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work, want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. I'm going to go do a day's work now. I hope you have a productive day. See you on the next one.